Hello, this is BetaMax80. I've got a bit of a novelty unboxing today. This is a very forgotten relic of the early internet, early broadband era in the UK. One of the options that used to be available was the PCI ADSL card. There is still, or in fact I should say there has been a sort of a resurgence of these type devices, it seems, in recent years, because Draytech now offer a PCI Express version of something quite similar to this that works with the newer, much higher internet speeds. This is part of the original broadband generation where your maximum throughput is 8 megabytes per second, 8 megabits per second, sorry. But this is one of several form factors that were available at the start of the internet. Another option used to be the USB modem, so you would have a little, something that looks a bit like a router in miniature that came out of the back of your computer on the USB cable, and all it did was act as a pretty dumb box, and it literally connected the one computer to your phone line, which is essentially the same as this thing does, but this has the neatness of you connecting your phone line straight to the back of your computer. I thought I'd unbox it today because, as I say, it's a bit of a relic. We normally use the router type solution today, so you have your external box, it connects to your phone line, and then what you have for your computers are a network type situation. You have a little, what's called a switch on the back of the box. It performs that function as well. You have 4 ports, you plug a computer into one, you can plug more into another. You can connect your printer to it as well, and you also have wireless, whereas you just had this. You had your one computer and you were isolated and you just had this back in the day. It does have pass-through, I noticed, presumably for fax or a phone next to your computer, which I think is an interesting addition. I also remember that a lot of these were very, very janky, and weirdly enough, in the UK, I think that this D-Link model was actually the best you could get. This was actually the best branded version you could get. Otherwise, everything else used to be unbranded. It was these strange boxes that just said multimedia on them. You know the kind of thing. No promise of a brand whatsoever. And I believe you paid, a £10 premium or so for this D-Link because it was the only branded option available. I thought this would interest you because this is a sort of 2001, 2002 vintage kind of a product. Brand new in box, sealed. And the plan is that it's going to go into beige because it's actually Windows 95 and Windows 98 compatible, and I was able to find updated drivers on D-Link's own website. Well done, D-Link. Well done. I'm impressed. So, camera down, and let's have a look at the box. Am I going to need scissors? You never know. They're right behind me if I do. I'm going to go for a small snip, I think. Yeah. Hang on. So these would have cost, I think, believe it or not, it shocks me now, but I believe that because you were paying the £10 premium for the D-Link model, these might have actually cost £50 new in the UK. They used to come cheaper from service providers for some reason. Sometimes you got one included, sometimes you could opt for the box that you got because the determination for uptake of broadband from service providers was so high that they would incentivise you by supplying the box in the way that they do now. But let's just say you normally paid for it down the line. I think your monthly cost was higher if you took the free box from them back in the day, whereas you expect it now, don't you? You expect your router to come, branded or otherwise, and the price to just be what the price is. But back in the day it was a luxury, and it's a bit like a mobile phone package. You used to pay more per month because you'd got the box from them, so they had to recoup the cost of their box. On camera, box on camera, right. Oh, packaged a bit like a network card. That's quite a nice touch. What else do we have in here then? We have a manual. We have a CD. This is all very good. This is the kind of luxuries you don't get when you buy a used item that I'm finding very quickly, however nice it's supposed to be packaged. And there's our card. quite bulky, I suppose, but then there is quite a lot of more high power equipment in there than there is in your 56k modem. It's I suppose it's performing the job for a router, really. It's got similar kind of infrastructure in it as a router. I only ever saw them at this kind of size. This was the size that they were. You didn't get slimline, no profile ones. You were basically lucky to get anything at all. So this was the size they were. Quite hefty, full size PCI cards. Two sockets as promised. And what's nice is there's actually an active and link light, a little bit like a network card. And I've got one socket marked line and the other one isn't marked anything, so it's a kind of a courtesy pass through. That's fair enough. The chipset is an ITEX, and it's a fairly late one of these, really, I think, because it's listed 2002 on the chips. So as far as these devices go, unbelievably, for this day and age, this is a fairly late device. It's very interesting. At least there's a lot of compatibility. I think that's really good. So we have the driver CD, and we have the quick start guide. Fair enough to them. It's all I'd expect, and it's all here. It's fair enough, really. So the novelty about broadband and ADSL in the UK, especially, camera back, is that we had a very strange standard. Just to summarise and finalise, BT monopolised internet provision for a long time, and they came up with a strange standard called PPPoA. So it's PPP over ATM, which is a very old-fashioned handshaking standard, really, and so there had to be specific UK compatible devices, of which this is one of them. So yeah, it's a rarity. It's a real rarity, especially these PCI cards. I don't know if they're made and available in the USA as well. I think that's the other country that used ADSL, although it was over Ethernet, I believe, PPP over Ethernet. So a bit more straightforward than us, because we had our funny little RJ11 jacks, which is kind of your old US phone standard jack. It was all very strange back in the day. Things have normalised a bit more now, but this is very much in the era where BT kind of told the world how it would, or told the UK at least, how things were going to be. And yeah, bit of a novelty. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. I hope you enjoyed seeing something that's a bit old. The plan is it goes in beige, because I like to have a sort of a backup option. I like to think of beige as being my backup computer, my emergency, let's get something working, it will work with anything computer. So I think this would be quite cool for it. And I'm actually thinking of replacing the Soundcom that's in there with a full SQ2500 sound card. I think that would be cool. There's an AW64 on the way. I'm very excited about that. I think that's perfect. Anyway, speak to you soon. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Bye.